what better thing to kind of talk about any subject when it comes to vastness of that subject is to talk about that subject through numbers. Talk about what is so great in Mahabharata and how the numbers stack up. It's not Mahabharata and mathematics. I think it's the math of Mahabharata is what probably I would like to call it. Written in 2-line verse with nearly 1,00,000 shlokas of 2 lines each. So nearly around about 2 lakh lines in total which have been written. It's probably the longest epic poem ever written in the age-old history. A 5,000-year-old, these numbers are still being debated. So anywhere between 5,000 to 2,000 depending on which thought process you are coming from. And since the great Mahabharata, the great M, the population of the world has grown from 18 million to 7.7 billion today. So you can imagine the amount of time which has passed through. There is a lot of significance attached to number 18 in Mahabharata, and one of the reasons, or one of the point which everybody knows is that it lasted for around about 18 days. There are 18 pravas in Mahabharata. There are 18 chapters in Gita. There are 1.8 million words in Mahabharata. There are 18 akshuhanis, and every digit in akshuhani will add to 18. So that's the significance of 18 in Mahabharata. The armies probably were the biggest thing talked about in Mahabharata. We have seen so many Hollywood movies where we have seen Roman armies and how organized they were and how effective and how lethal they were. If you go back to the age of Mahabharata, the armies themselves were very, very organized. So every army had one patti, and the one patti comprised of one chariot with 2 people, one elephant probably with 5 to 6 people, 3 horses with 1 rider each, and 5 foot soldiers, which is the foot soldier, the padahata. So 3 pattis made 1 senamukha, 3 senamukha made 1 gulmas, 3 gumlas made 1 gana, 3 ganas made 1 wahini, 3 wahinis made 1 purthanas, 3 purthanas made 1 chamus, 3 chamus made 1 anikins, and 10 anikins made a big fat akshuhani, which comprised of 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 65,610 horses with obvious riders, and 1,09,350 foot soldiers. Now, just to kind of get back into the enormous numbers which were there, the Kauravas had 11 akshuhanis. Compared to that, the Pandavas had 7 akshuhanis. Now, if you look at the vastness and the numbers, you can just imagine both armies facing each other, the number of people, and the real math, if you actually do it, comprised of nearly 4,040,000 fighters in front of each other. And the beautiful part was every warrior in the army was designated. A Rathi was a normal foot soldier or a horse rider, an Atirati who could actually take on 10,000 warriors at any given point of time alone, a Maharathi who could take 60,000 warriors or 6,000 Atirathis at the same time, the Ati Maharathis who could take on 12 Maharathis at any given point of time alone, and there were some Mahamaharathis. So Ati Maharathis were Arjuna, Mahamaharathis were Shiva, Krishna, Rama, and it is said that there were never ever a case which happened where 24 Ati Maharathis came together. So it's still to be proven whether a Mahamaharathi could have taken 24 Ati Maharathis at the same time. But again, this is something which kind of tells us the skills, the amount of strength and the ability of those warriors at that point of time. The beautiful part is everybody were designated and provided for their kind of skills, and that's what the whole number game looks like. So you can imagine a Mahamaharathis, how many people, how many warriors he could have actually. You can do your own math. How many warriors they could have taken on at any given point of time, and their skill levels. Now the entire source of all this information is one book by Roopa, the Gita for children. So thank you so much.